What is up, guys? Some crazy market volatility happening right now. I'm just gonna wait to see if people join in here. Just gonna do some quick technical analysis, guys. Just gonna wait a second to get people to join the stream. What's going on, folks? Okay, so is everything good, guys? Is my sound good? Is my video lagging at all? Is my sound good? Just let me know. Is the music too loud? Let me know. We're gonna get started here in just a second. Yeah, I just want to get the chat to confirm that you guys can hear me all right before I get started. Mark says all okay. All right, cool. All right, so for the people that joined in, obviously I'm sure you're watching because you saw what just happened in the market here. All right, so what you're seeing on the screen right now, like when I do my TA, guys, I always start with the grand scale and then I push in. So a lot of times when I'm doing this, it seems repetitive, but I always like to start big and then close in. Nikolai, thanks, man. Mark, thank you, man. Or Marsh, thanks, guys. Okay, so let's start from the grand scale perspective, as I always do. So during the bull market, guys, we had this parabolic move. And, I mean, the rise is very clear. Price moves up in a parabolic direction. And then here was that break that we had. This was the parabolic move being broken, and that's when we enter the bear market. And so then this support line, guys, is, I mean, I guess you could say it's like right here. That is Bitcoin's most key support level right now, that right above the 6,000 mark. And so let me just take that away, though. So this resistance trend, if you follow my channel, you know I've been following this resistance trend and this support line. So while we had this parabolic move that broke, we do still have this support trend here that we are following. So the other day we broke below that support trend, and then we had that incredible short squeeze, that 1 hour short squeeze, which caused record volume in Bitcoin, and it actually sent us up past that resistance trend. So we got above the resistance trend here, guys. Here, let me zoom in to make it easier to see. So we got, what the hell just happened? All right, there we go. So we got above that resistance trend, guys, from that crazy short squeeze. And then we came right up to the support trend here, and we touched it and got rejected. And we are seeing some selling right now. So this area, guys, so resistance trend, support trend, converging. And we got above the resistance trend, but we're below the support trend. So like we're in this really interesting area right now where the market can pretty much go in any direction. But we are getting rejected right now on this support trend. So if we had broken above this support trend, guys, and we started building above it, that would have definitely been a bullish indication. But we are sitting in this neutral zone, which, I mean, what I personally would call a neutral zone is what we're sitting in here. So let's go in and look at it, guys. If you have questions, definitely throw it in the chat and I'd be happy to answer it. My internet's a little bit slow right now. But okay, so we had that crazy 1 hour short squeeze. Came up to this resistance trend, broke through it right there. So you actually see, guys, like that resistance trend really does play a role. Like the price, it was sort of getting rejected, and then we had a bullish break right on that resistance trend. And then we sort of just had a slow uptrend, guys. We were moving up right here, just sort of holding above that trend, and then just now, guys, probably another whale decided that they weren't confident, whatever. I mean, who knows why this happened, but somebody decided to take a large sell position, and the liquidity in the market was pretty low, so you know that's why we saw this insane drop so fast. There wasn't enough Bitcoin you know, enough buyers, I guess, at that point, or at these points. That's why when there's not enough liquidity, guys, that's how you get these crazy drops. So this is the 5-minute chart we're looking at, guys. Here, let's go to the, let's actually start with the weekly, which we were looking at. There's the daily. Here's the 4-hour. So that 4-hour, guys, we're still up. Like, if you're looking at that red candle there, guys, at the end, we're still, I mean, we're still in bullish territory, but this is a pretty big sell-off that we just saw. People taking pretty big profits here. That's the 30-minute, 5-minute, and the 1-minute, of course. So Nikolai says, I saw some ideas about the moving 1-hour candle. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask, Nikolai. So yeah, guys, we are sitting right above this area. So we had a break above, got rejected on that support trend, and now we are bouncing, basically bouncing off of this local trend that we're on. So this, I mean, this line isn't necessarily perfectly drawn, but we're bouncing off of this here. We're gonna see what happens, guys. I'm not trying to make this a really long stream, but I just figured I'd go live because it's pretty interesting what's happening. If you guys have questions, definitely let me know. So yeah, guys, this is what I would call the neutral zone right here. So if we come, I mean, we could be trading in this area for a while, and it would still be completely neutral. And another thing, guys, this, guys, like if you, so just imagine real quick, this move here, this short squeeze we saw, if you were to take this and slide it over right here, right? So if you were to take this and put it right here, so we came down, and then just imagine that we had that move right here, and it bounced back up and we rode up. Like that would, like, wouldn't, like, how different would that feel, you know? It would still make you feel like it was sort of like a bear market because we didn't really get back above these levels. So if we came down and we just bounced right back up and we traded sideways here, the reason that people just started getting so bullish right here, guys, is because we traded sideways for so long, and then boom, we just snapped up, and it just looks like a bigger push than it really is. So I don't get too excited too fast, guys. Like, you know, this could be the beginning of a bull market, who knows? But don't make irrational decisions. Definitely just like make rules for yourself. Definitely educate yourself. Oh, Ross is saying, hey Kevin, what indicators do you use for technical analysis? So honestly, guys, I use volume and price action as my main indicators. When you're trying to make predictions for large-scale predictions, long-term predictions, the only thing you can really use, guys, is price action and volume. Now, if you're going to make short-term predictions, then, you know, you can use VWAP or RSI and stuff. I mean, RSI is good for long-term too, but guys, really, volume and price action are the best indicators there are for long-term predictions. That's what I use. There's been so many books written about that, a lot of theories written about volume and price action being the best indicators, and I totally agree with it. So we're getting a small push here, 30-minute. So the market's definitely struggling here. Guys, this is where the volatility kicks in. Moments like this. So yeah, guys, you're looking at this 1-minute chart here, and you had these huge sell volume, right here, guys, and really not much buying to make a move either, you know. So if you're a trader and you're looking at this right now, there's really nothing there to back you up for a buy call at this point. You need to see a lot more buying to actually create more confidence in the market here. I don't think traders are going to look at this and go, "Oh yeah, great time to buy." Like, I really don't think that they're going to look at it like that. I mean, if you're looking at it looking at it from this perspective, here I'll go to the 1 hour so you can actually see. We're still high up, guys. I don't know if traders are going to step in and think that this is the great, a good time to buy. I think they're going to wait for us to, maybe hit this resistance trend or something like that. Buy back here, we'll have a bounce. Who knows what will happen in the short term. I mean, you guys all know that I'm pretty bearish on Bitcoin overall, but wait, so I got some questions here. Please take a look at the video above. Yeah, I don't think there was a link that posted there. I think we're going down to 5,000 USD soon, says Universal Scientist. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. It's really hard to figure out the timing on things, guys. The timing is always difficult. But when I make predictions, guys, I make them from a grand scale. So when you hear me say something like, I think Bitcoin's going to hit $2,500, I'm not saying that like next week we're going to be there. I'm saying, it could take months. Who knows? Do you think the short squeeze is going to scare people from selling near... Do you think the short squeeze is going to scare people from selling near the high 6,000s again? Or can you see it going back... Sorry, my browser is not letting me see this right now. Do you think the short squeeze is going to scare people from selling near the high 6,000s again? Or can you see it going back to that easy enough? Do I think the short squeeze is going to scare people from selling near the high 6,000s? Wait, what do you mean selling near the high 6,000s? I don't know. You mean like, why would people sell near the high 6,000s? They would be taking losses. I'm not sure that I follow what you're saying. Yeah, guys, so I'm not really, there's not really much I wanted to talk about other than just, this right here. I got this layout for you guys so you can see all the prices at once. I don't know how long I want to leave this stream going. I just wanted to hop in and talk to you guys for a second. If you guys have a question, at what price do you see a possible capitulation? If it goes back to that range I meant. If it goes back to the range of 6,000, you're saying? I mean, guys, I still really don't know what you're saying, Marsh. You're saying if it goes back to the 6,000 range, meaning here, you're saying would people be scared to sell? I don't think so. I think, guys, if the price returned back to that level, I think it would actually cause more selling because we tested 6,000, right? People are saying we had a double bottom. I don't necessarily agree that we saw a double bottom in here, but people call it a double bottom. So we had a double bottom and then we retest 6K. Guys, I think that's going to cause, a lot of doubt. Yeah, guys, if we retest 6,000, I don't think that's going to be a sign of strength. That's going to definitely cause people to be very doubtful. Sorry, guys, I'm not really familiar with live streaming. I'm sorry if I'm taking pauses and shit. Suji, yo, you see an Adam and Eve happening, keep it killing it, bro. A lot of people are talking about that Adam and Eve. So I'm trying to. So people ask me about that. Wait, At what price do you see a possible capitulation? Um, hmm. You know, probably in this range right here. Probably like, I don't know, in between 7,000 and 73 or 7,500. You know, guys, nobody was really involved in this short squeeze other than the people that got liquidated, of course. I mean, like nobody was prepared for that, guys. Like that just happened and everyone sort of just like saw it after the fact and they were like, "Whoa." So this move here, guys, people weren't really involved in this. So, Suji, you're asking if I see an Adam and Eve double bottom happening? But where do you guys see that on this chart? An Adam and Eve double bottom? Like here's like the one, but I don't see the other over here. Like you have the one. If I saw like another downward thing like that, then yeah, maybe that would be it. But the Binance burn didn't do much for the price. It's actually going down. Interesting. Let me look at Binance. BNB, right? I have not bought BNB. I kind of wish I did though. Yeah, guys, that's buy the rumor, sell the news. You know, people, all guys, this price action moving up right into that coin burn. That's the hype getting created. That's the rumor. People buying into that because they expect the price to go up or whatever, and people sell the news. Everyone that was interested in getting into BNB probably already did, and now this news came out, and there was no insane pump like everyone probably expected. So people were like probably expecting this to be the top, and now they're taking profits. Who knows? Suji says 6 hour wait. I lied. So Suji, right now when you're looking at the chart, I'm actually on the 6 hour right here. So I personally don't see that Adam and Eve double bottom, but that's just me. Um, this was just a lot of accumulation here, guys. People accumulating, people taking short positions. Yeah, Suji, I don't know. So like Suji, a lot of people ask me if I saw an Adam and Eve double bottom, and I don't see it. I really don't see it. Like this is just sideways trading to me. So yeah, this is not really like an intense stream, guys. I'm just sort of chilling out, watching these prices. So we're not really, this is the 5 minute chart. Buying is pretty damn weak here. I would definitely expect us to continue to sell off. It's interesting that the sell-off happened like right in this range, guys. It's almost like the whales pumped the price just so they could get the sell right in this area without causing more of a down cycle. Get that price up, sell right into this area, and you don't really cause much of a down cycle, and you can take those profits right there. Bitcoin is very manipulated, guys. Extremely manipulated. A lot of sideways trading here. Can you, off the top of my head, Russ? No, I don't really. So like I personally haven't actually read like full books on technical analysis, but there's a lot of people, a lot of experts that have created theories about why price action and volume is really just the only thing you need. Like honestly, guys, I have never gotten any um like I don't know, guys. Bollinger Bands are useful, but EMAs, SMAs are useful. RSI is useful. MACD is useful. But other than that, guys, I don't know. I really just stick to price action and volume because, guys, when you're looking at the volume, you're looking at the heartbeat of the market. This is like, You're seeing the flow of the market. The price action, guys, is like, it's like the way that I see it, guys. It's literally like everybody is collectively painting an emotional picture on a chart. This is like, that's how I see it. It might seem weird, but like this is literally just everyone collectively painting their emotions on a chart. That's how I see charts. It's like literally a collective painting that everyone is involved in. Obviously, some people have more influence than others, but everyone is taking part in this, and it's like an emotional painting. That's how I see it. Yeah, Suji, I don't know what time frame were you looking at. I'm not sure. So let's go to the 1 minute. Getting a small. Oh, actually, let's check out Ethereum, guys. Yeah, the other day when I was looking at this, I mentioned how I didn't really like the way this bottom looked. Honestly, I don't know. With that crazy downswing, guys, I don't really like to see a sideways bottom. I want to see a nice sharp dip. That's what I want to see. If I was gonna buy into this, I don't know, guys. I just like, yeah, this is some good accumulation. Price got pushed above this breakout point from December, early December. But I didn't, I don't know, guys. I didn't really like the way that looked, so I wasn't confident. So yeah, guys, if you noticed, the prices we are at are mid-December, late November, actually mid to late November prices, guys. Wait, let's look at Bitcoin. The prices we're at right now, guys, are mid-November prices. Mid-November prices. So a lot of the bulls came out of the woodworks, and, and they were all bullish. But guys, like I mean, honestly, we really haven't made much of a move yet. Like, yeah, that short squeeze was pretty epic. I completely agree. That was crazy. Like, but what, is it really that significant? I don't think so. It was a great trade, guys. This was a great trade for the bulls who accumulated in here, and now they are definitely taking their profits now. Yeah, Steve. I do look at log scale. You really should be looking at log scale, honestly. Although I'm not really all that responsible about doing that. I actually don't even know. CryptoWatch, does CryptoWatch have that option here? I don't even think it has a log scale option. Log scale is definitely better. Yeah. So the price did actually get rejected at the resistance trend on log scale. I did actually see that. There's this guy called Bitcoin Fund Manager. He's got that YouTube channel. I was actually watching one of his channels and I actually saw it in that channel. I was like, interesting. We actually did not break the resistance trend. But when you're looking at this, guys, without log scale, just linear, we did get above. Crypto Khalil, what's good, dude? Crypto Cali. Crypto Crazy Cali. Is that how you say it? Crypto Crazy Cali. Dude, you're like one of my biggest fans, man. I appreciate it a lot. You're always here. It's awesome. Yeah, it definitely does seem like we're going down. Yeah, Steve, I personally like log scale is good, but I like to look at charts that are proportional. That's just me. Um, it's really, guys. There are wrong ways to do technical analysis, but there is no single right way to do technical analysis. Like, it's all about the way that you're perceiving the market. Yeah, Bitcoin Fund Manager is definitely a scammer. I agree. Like, I would never agree to his services and send him my Bitcoin. That's completely. I would never do that. But he does make good calls once in a while. So I like to, guys. I like to look at what everyone says. I guys. I listen to bulls. I listen to bears. I listen to everybody. It's how you have to be. You can't just be one sided. Like guys, if you're just watching my channel all the time, I encourage you not to do that because I'm pretty bearish on Bitcoin. Definitely look at other people, see what other people have to say because I'm not like a genius or something. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. I mean, my predictions so far have been consistently correct. Not to brag about it, but you know, I started making videos in here, guys, and I was talking about this bear market. I made a few calls on some of these price moves that I was pretty happy about. Yeah, dude, Bitcoin Fund Manager. I like to watch his videos, but I would absolutely not send him my money. Absolutely not. Nikolai, I think I did watch that BitRage video. But yeah, Nikolai, that 30-minute pump, that record pump. Here, let's go to the 1 hour so we can actually let's look at the let's go a little closer. Let's look at the whoops. Let's look at the let's go to the 5 minute. Can we get over there with the 5 minute? No. Chart doesn't want to let me get over there. Let's go to the 15 minute. Yeah, guys, this was like for the people who don't know, I'm sure everyone at this point knows, but this this pump here wasn't really a pump. It was a short squeeze. People taking short positions, a record amount of shorts being taken in this area, and whales stepped in and basically gave the short people who were shorting, the whales didn't give them any time to react, and they just hammered the market with buys, and they caused all these shorts to get liquidated like really fast, and people had no chance. The people shorting had absolutely no chance to defend themselves against that, and most of them got liquidated. Like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of short positions got liquidated in this amount of time. So the people that were shorting, you know, they were sort of forced to buy back Bitcoin after being liquidated, and you know, all the Bitcoin that they were using to short got released back. So have you watched Tone Vay's videos? He's doing TI in Bitcoin and he's still bearish too. Yes, I have watched Tone Vay's videos. So for a while, he was pretty bullish on Bitcoin. Like when I started this channel, I remember him being pretty bullish, but at some point, yeah, Russ, I'm not sure exactly when he became bearish, but he is now bearish on Bitcoin. I actually saw him on some news show with I think with John McAfee, Tony Vase was there, a few other guys were there, and they were all giving their opinions. Of course, John McAfee is talking about $1 million Bitcoin, and Tone Vase is saying like $1,800 Bitcoin or something like that. My personal target price is $2,500 for Bitcoin. So my target price is sort of like, so we had this sideways trading in the beginning here, guys. Then we started to get these parabolic moves. And personally, I'm looking for a bottom right after this second parabolic, this point right here, guys. The beginning of this support trend. I'm looking for a return to this area. I think the true value area in Bitcoin is somewhere between 2,500 and 4,500. I think that we are going to come back to this area, guys. It's, you know, all this activity up here, right here, guys, is being propped up, like right here. This one bullish move is propping up all this activity, and personally, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we haven't retested these areas. I don't feel secure buying Bitcoin not having retested these areas. I don't think the need or the demand for Bitcoin is high enough for us to not retest these areas. I think Bitcoin is a speculation tool more than it is a currency. But that is just my opinion, guys. I'm not a financial advisor, so trade at your own risk. But I'm not shorting Bitcoin, guys. I wouldn't dare short Bitcoin because I know that it is completely manipulated. The price is completely controlled. Well, not completely, because you know the general population obviously was the reason we got to 20K. So like everybody plays a role in the market. It's not completely. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it is really, really manipulated. So Nikolai, that's an interesting question. Where do you see Bitcoin in 5 years? Hmm. You know, that's a tough question to answer, honestly. Looking at it here again from the large scale perspective, we had a crazy run up and a crazy sell off. I think this sell off is going to continue into this area, guys. I think we're going to move into this like I think the true value area of Bitcoin is right here, right in this area. So I think we're going to return to this area and we're going to get like some nice sideways trading. We'll have some pumps, we'll have some dumps, but I think we're going to trade sideways for a while. The timing, guys, it's really hard to tell. Like maybe we stick here for 4 months and we pump back up. Maybe we're trading down and when we come down for like another year, maybe 2 years, we're trading sideways. Like guys, we hit 1100 here. We traded sideways for what, 2014 to 2017, basically. That's a pretty long time. I don't think it's going to be that long again because the market is completely different now. I don't think it's not going to be this long. I think it'll probably be something like we return to the value area somewhere in here, and maybe by the beginning of next year we start to we hit that good solid level and we start pushing back up. Maybe like another 8 months from now we start pushing up. 5 years, man, that's a really hard one to predict. I could. So what? It's 2018, 1920. I don't know, man. 5 years from now, that's such a hard prediction to make. Maybe it's 50,000, maybe it's $10. You know what I mean? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe people realize that Bitcoin, there's better alternatives to Bitcoin. They stop using it. Maybe Wall Street adopts Bitcoin as the Dow Jones of cryptocurrencies. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen to Bitcoin, guys, in 5 years. Very hard. So I like to make pretty long-term predictions, but not like 5-year predictions because I can't predict that. Do you think Bitcoin won't be manipulated in the future? Russ asks. I think that in order for Bitcoin to not be manipulated, guys, the supply has to be within the hands of the public, which it's not. Most of the Bitcoin, I think it's 40% of Bitcoin is owned by just a very small group of people, and that's pretty that just makes it so easy to manipulate, guys, when you have 40% of Bitcoin being owned by that little amount of people. So in order for Bitcoin to not be manipulated in the future, we're gonna have to get a transfer of all that Bitcoin into the hands of everybody. But I don't really expect that to happen. I think as the prices go up and down, these big players that already own the Bitcoin are going to make sure that they hold on to that supply that they have. It's going to be hard to, unless somebody hacks some wallets and disperses the Bitcoin. I think it's always going to be manipulated, and it's a pretty easy thing to manipulate, guys, because of all the exchanges with all their different prices, and it's Bitcoin is a speculation tool. It's all about manipulation. All right, let's go back into. So we are trading sideways still. Interesting. So the total crypto market cap is now at $329,000, or it's $329 billion. My bad. Honestly, guys, I would love to see this thing just get dumped again. I hate sideways trading, man. Unless it's a long-term consolidation. So boring. Yeah, guys, I'm just chilling out here. This is not really an intense stream. Just watching stuff. If you guys have questions, throw it in the chat and I'll answer them. Oh, okay, so you're spelling tether wrong, Nikolai. You spelled it Theder. That's why I didn't understand what you were saying earlier. So I get it. You're saying, do you think that Tether is used for the manipulation of the price of Bitcoin? Absolutely. Oh my God, Tether is like the biggest issue we have in crypto right now, because for some reason these exchanges are allowing um, Tether to be used, and like guys, whoever's running Tether, they just print it out of thin air. They're like, oh yeah, let's just print like $200 million worth of Tether, and we can do whatever we want with it. And they just like buy Bitcoin with it. Like honestly, guys, I think that Tether is one of the reasons why we are still above this area. I think we really need to return to this area and test it before we make like long-term moves back up, guys. That's why I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I think this is the value area, and I think Tether has been a huge reason for pumping the price and keeping it above, basically propping up the entire market so that they continue to take profits at these levels. And then at some point, I think there's going to be a pretty strong repercussion from Tether, from all that bullshit, all that fake money being printed into the market. Have I seen Hajin Lee's TA? What do you think about what he says? I actually have not. I don't know who that is. I think one of my favorite YouTube technical chartists is Alessio Rastani. I think Alessio Rastani is really good. I'm going to throw his name up here. I don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's really good. Here, I'm just gonna show you guys so you can. So this is Alessio Rastani. He doesn't make videos very often, but when he makes the videos, they're pretty good. The way that he does his technical analysis is very different from the way that I do mine. He pretty much only looks at price action and wave patterns, like Elliott wave patterns, and just like. He doesn't. One thing that I don't like about him is he doesn't use volume, which is kind of aggravating. But other than that, I think he does a pretty good job. Yeah, I think Alessio is really just one of the more honest, technical analysis guys out there. He's not like sitting there pumping the price all the time. Like there's he has some bearish titles here, but he kind of just goes with the flow, which is nice. He doesn't have like an agenda. He's good. Also, guys, there's a cool stream on Twitch. Do you guys use Twitch? There's a channel called Crypto World News. I'm just going to pull it up here for you guys. So these guys here, they do a 24-hour technical analysis stream. As you can see, I follow Ninja and a couple of Fortnite players because I like Fortnite. But so Crypto World News, they stream literally 24/7, and they always have guys right there that you can talk to. You can just literally go in the chat and ask them a question, and usually they'll answer it for you. Crypto World News, they don't do any news. They're literally just technical analysis, so the name is a little bit misleading, but they're a great channel. They're always there. They're always charting. They're always talking. And, they do a lot of short-term stuff. They're not talking really long-term. They're traders. All these guys on this channel are traders. They're going long. They're going short, like, multiple times a day. So they do all that kind of stuff. It's fun to watch. I don't, their advice is, they talk a lot about mindset and stuff like that. But a lot of what they do is short-term trades. So keep that in mind, guys. When they're saying something like, "Oh, it's bullish," they're talking about probably the next 30 minutes. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind. In your previous live stream, you mentioned Chainlink. What else is in your portfolio? So honestly, guys, I really don't own that many coins. I might do a video one day talking about my portfolio. I'm not gonna talk about my portfolio right now because I really don't even own much. Most of I'm pretty much all cash right now, guys. I am waiting for this bear market to end, and when this bear market ends, I'm gonna start averaging in like crazy. Like I'm getting my accumulation capital prepared. I would suggest that if you guys are in the same mindset as I am, and you guys think that Bitcoin is going to end up testing this area again, then get your accumulation capital prepared. And once we fall down into this range, just slowly average in, because nothing's going to guys. If we fall back into this range, nothing's going to happen fast. It's going to be happening really slow. We're going to be trading sideways for a long time. And you don't want to just throw your money in there because you don't know how low we're really going to go. So you want to just slowly buy, like every week, put a little bit of money in there over time as we're leveling out. Don't just throw your money all in at once. I mean, you can even go on Coinbase and set it to buy every so often if you really want to do that, if you don't have self-control. You know, Russ, I really don't like most coins. I think most coins are really just complete bullshit. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to see how this market develops. I'm waiting to see what gets created. I'm waiting to see crypto get used. I'm waiting to see it get used. It's not even being used yet. So it's so hard to tell what is good to buy based on like its use case at this point. I just think that Chainlink is a great step in the smart contracts industry. That's why I like Chainlink. Universal Scientist says, I'd say 2,000 USD to 2,500 USD. So that's like what? So we're looking at, so you're saying like right in here to there? Possibly. You know, I basically, I said $2,500 because, you know, I really think it could be anywhere in this range, guys. I mean, it really could be anywhere from like 1,000 or like I think I agree with Tony Vase. I think 1,800 is probably the lowest it would ever go, but it's going to be, I think the low is going to be anywhere between 1,800 and 4,500. But I personally see 2,500 as being a good middle price for this next bear, or I mean, for the continuation of the bear market, finding the real true lows within Bitcoin. You know, like guys, if this market just turned around right here and we just started trading up like right there, like I don't know, guys, like it would be, people would be taking profits and it wouldn't really help us progress into breaking out. Like if we just turned around right here and we just started trading up again, you know, so many people would be sitting on profits, and it would really just slow down the progress of Bitcoin. If we actually sold off and we moved down into this area, and we had a long-term accumulation period, and then we picked back up and we started pushing back up, and all the weak hands were gone, and the only thing left was buyers, dude, we would fly. We would break through 20,000 like so easily if we could get ourselves to the low thousands, accumulate, and then we would just ramp up, guys. Seriously, like that's how Bitcoin appears to work. It's a speculation tool. You know, people, if Bitcoin was being used as a currency, we would not be trading onto the support level. Like we wouldn't be trading onto these levels so perfectly. If Bitcoin was truly a currency, we would actually, you know, these price points wouldn't matter because coins would be exchanging hands. You know, merchants that are accepting crypto wouldn't be looking at charts. Like I'm sure, like I think who accepts crypto now? Amazon accepts Bitcoin. I guarantee you they hired people to like literally watch charts for Bitcoin. Like or maybe they're just holding it. Who knows? But like, it's for merchants, guys. If they're accepting Bitcoin right now, they have to sell it right away to actually make the money that they want. So it's not, Bitcoin as a currency is not really that useful at this point. It's so volatile. Like if you're accepting Bitcoin, like what's the point of accepting Bitcoin? I mean, I guess because of lower fees and stuff like that, but like you're as a merchant, you're accepting Bitcoin and then selling it right away to make sure you make your money. So what's like really the point of it at that point, you know? I don't know. Getting away from banks is a good reason. I agree with that. I hate banks. I think banks are what's ruined our economy. Printing money incessantly, propping up the stock markets, quantitative easing, it's a complete shit show. What do you think about trading altcoins for more Bitcoin? I think it's very risky. So Nikolai, you're asking, you know, you're basically asking, what do I think about trying to profit off of altcoins? I don't recommend it, honestly. What I recommend is you go research, you find coins that you think are actually usable, that companies can really use, or you know, a platform like can really use, or just something where you can actually imagine the use of it, where it actually makes sense and you can connect the dots and go, okay, I see why that's useful. Because a lot of people when they see coins, they just like read something about it and they don't really like know what they're reading, but they're like, oh, that sounds good, and they just like put their money in it. But like you have to be able to like really connect the dots in your head and go, okay, I see what this coin is going to be used for, and then you make your purchase. Um, you know, try to find a good entry and whatnot. But and then I would suggest just holding it long term. If you think that a certain coin, like a certain altcoin, is going to be usable in the future, you know, wait for that low point, buy in, and just hold on to it for a while. You know, when you see it peaking, take your profits. But I like to see personally. I'm not like a day trader. I do long term swings because I think that's really the only way to consistently make money, is to sort of follow the market, find the bottoms, accumulate at the bottoms, ride it up, and sort of scale out as it's going up. Don't like try to figure out where the top is going to be as the market's going up. You know, pay yourself. Be like, all right, I'm going to sell like, you know, 3% of my portfolio and make some money. You got to pay yourself, guys. You're going to spend all this time trying to figure out good buy points and good coins to buy, and then you're just going to hodl onto it forever. No, you got to pay yourself. At some point, you got to pay yourself. That's the only way you're going to make money. You know, if you're going to spend all that time figuring out what's a good buy, got to get paid for it at some point. You don't want to just be a hodler, you know? Like guys, if you were buying, like, you know, this dip came in and you started buying here and you were like, oh man, I'm up so much. This is great. I'm going to hold on to this forever. And it dips and you're like, oh, that's fine. You know, Bitcoin always dips. And like people just like convince themselves that hodling is this great thing. And then you're back down to where you bought and you're just sitting there like, you know, if you're buying Bitcoin, you know, most people are trying to make money. But if you truly are buying Bitcoin just for the sake of the technology, then that's great. That's fine. But 99% of you guys out there are trying to make money. Obviously. Like I don't like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just the technology. It's great." Like, sure, some of you might actually think that way, but you guys are trying to make money and so am I. And trying to make money is fine. But like that's why I don't like the idea of hodling, because at some point, you know, I mean, long term maybe you'll make money, but at some point you're gonna return to the price that you bought at. You know, Bitcoin's a speculation tool. So Nikolai wrote Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, Civic, Filecoin. Are you asking my opinion on those? I mean, if you guys follow my channel, I think you kind of already know my opinion on Bitcoin. So I'm just going to start with Civic. I think Civic is an interesting idea. having all of your personal information stored on the blockchain like that. It'd be good for like hiding, making sure your medical records are private and stuff. But at the same time, like having your identification and all this stuff on a blockchain, I don't know. It seems a bit Orwellian to me. Having all your personal data on a blockchain, I don't really like the idea of that personally. But that's just because like I don't trust the government, and I think that if they had access to all the information that was on the Civic blockchain, that wouldn't be good. Eric, what's up, man? Thanks for returning. So Ethereum, Nikolai, I guess you're asking about Ethereum. I think the use of I think smart contracts in general are going to be widely used in the future. I don't think. I mean, at some point, institutions and just every company in general is going to need smart contracts. They're going to need contracts that self-execute, which is basically what a smart contract is, and it's something that you can't alter. So you publish a smart contract and it's put on the blockchain. Everybody that has a wallet gets a copy of the blockchain. So whatever you publish is now set in stone. The person who's going to interact with your smart contract can look at the smart contract and see if all the parameters are right to make sure that they're not going to get screwed over, and if they agree to whatever you made, whatever the smart contract is, they can interact with it. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be used in every industry at some point. At some point in the future, guys, every industry is going to be using smart contracts for like tons of transactions. So you're asking about Monero? I mean, privacy coins, guys. Bitcoin is not a privacy coin. Bitcoin is a public coin. You can't really hide your identity on Bitcoin. If you have a Coinbase account, guys, and you send them your ID, and you take that Bitcoin that you bought and you send it away, they can see, your wallet. You received the Bitcoin on Coinbase, and your identification is linked to that wallet, so they can see your starting point, like whoever, Nikolai, whatever, Coinbase account, you receive your Bitcoin, then you send that away. Now they can just have a computer program trace your Bitcoin forever. So Bitcoin is not private, and that's why Monero is a fantastic, project, or it's a fantastic currency to have. I mean, like if personally, if I'm going to be using cryptocurrencies to actually make transactions and payments, I would want it to be private. I wouldn't want it to be public. I don't want everyone knowing what I'm doing. I don't want the government following me and all my purchases like that. Cash is more anonymous than Bitcoin. So, Monero, Zcash, things like that, guys, those, I mean, who knows if they're going to last long term, but we need privacy coins. So there's some inherent value to things like Monero. Yeah, Tether is a big problem, Crypto Cali. Tether is going to be a very big problem. I think a lot of these prices are being propped up through Tether. But anyway, guys, for all of you watching, let's go back to some TA. I kind of just started talking there. So let's just do a quick recap. I always look at things from large scale before I go into the details. So we had this parabolic move right here. Pretty clear to see that. This low right here, guys, could have been the next parabolic low, and we would have continued up from there, going completely fully parabolic, which would have been completely insane. But we obviously did not get that, and we got a break within the parabolic trend. So parabolic trend gets broken. We hit this area, basically creating this support trend. So we hit 6,000, bounced up, came back right above onto this trend again, and then we broke below. And so we broke below the trend, and then we hit this key support level that we've been playing around with for a while now, right there. And so basically, guys, right now, we're below the support trend, but we're above the resistance trend. Like one of the guys in this chat said, if you're looking at log scale, we actually did not get above the resistance trend. But the way that I personally like to look at it is we did get above the resistance trend, but we are below the support trend. So it's a neutral area. We're still sitting in a neutral area. And, you know, if we get a break above this support trend, it's pretty bullish. If we get a break below this resistance trend, it's bearish. So as long as we're trading in here, guys, I see it as being pretty neutral. But that is just me. So we're coming up on an hour here, guys. I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue this, unless you guys have some more questions. Just doing a live stream hangout. You know, since I'm not, I don't have like a script for my live streams, guys. I kind of just go on and I just shoot the shit, basically. That's why I have this little HUD up here so you can see. So while I'm not really saying much, you can, you know, follow the Bitcoin price, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ripple all above me there. And the total cryptocurrency market cap is right there in the center. I'm sure you guys all know that already. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you guys once again for joining, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for interacting with the chat there and asking me questions. You know, your guys' questions is really the only reason that my live streams can go on this long. If you guys weren't asking me questions, I would not be talking this much. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for thanking me. I'm watching your thanks come in the chat. I see a lot of returning faces here, which is awesome. I'm glad that there is a community being built on my channel. That's super cool. Yeah, Crypto, Callie, Nikolai, Universal Scientist, Russ, Eric, thank you guys so much for sticking through it. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.